Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. We're going to do some technical analysis on oil and gas. Oil's been on a tear. Gas has been on a tear. These companies have been killing it. So what's in store now? Are we going to continue higher? Are we going to consolidate? Are we going to go lower? What's the deal? Well, I'm going to give you my opinion and what I'm doing, and I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to buy and hold. These are still of good value. I think we have much better times ahead of us. Much better, even. Same or better. We've been on a tear. We have. And the reason I say that is I think the crisis is going to come in about a year or two or three, somewhere in that range. We're going to hit deficits. We're going to try at the current prices, we'll have deficits. Prices will move up to fix those deficits. I'll say it that way. So let's jump in. I'll give you my opinion on the technical analysis. Again, this is just my opinion. It's not advice. So here is crude. I'm going to throw in a trend line here. This is what I see. There's your trend line. Right there. We broke it. And what I do nothing. I hold on. Now, we could pull back here. We could. What usually happens is you break, you kind of pull back a little bit, and then we head on higher. We do have a little bit of resistance here, but the buyers easily could step in here and push this thing far higher. So I think in terms of what I'm doing is I'm not doing anything. I'm just holding on to my shares. And if I ride something lower, that's fine. If it goes higher, that's fine too. We've got natural gas. We've got this nice little pullback going on. We got a nice little hammer pattern. Is this going to reverse? I don't know, and I don't care. The reason I say that is because natural gas will go higher. We've got the winter coming, and I think next year is going to be a even worse year in terms of natural gas and the entire world. But we'll see. But I'm holding on. I'm holding on. It doesn't matter if this goes up or down. I think it's going to be volatile either way. So I'm going to hold on and ride through it. SM Energy, we're looking at this. I think we may pull back a little bit. Now, I'm not trading in and out. Remember that. I am not trading. I'm not using my own opinion here. What I'm doing is I'm not doing anything. Here's the line. I think we're going to come up. We may pull back, and then this is going to jet higher probably if we see oil and natural gas go higher. And I've been riding this thing for a while. I'm just going to ride it. I'm going to ride it. And CDEV is the same way. I'm not trying to time this stuff. What I'm trying to do is hold on to it. And that's what we're trying to break. We came up and hit our head on it. We're developing this U-shaped pattern, and we're probably going to break at some point. And then we're going to see a land far, far, far away, or a price far, 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 far away. And Cal Petroleum's doing the same thing as CDEV. We're bouncing up and hitting this resistance line up here, right at the top. So, I mean, that's what we're hitting. And this is completely normal. What you do is you come up, we create some high, you pull back. This is a big pullback. Nice bullish engulfing pattern here, coming on up, hit our head on it, probably do another U shape here. And what do you have? A cup and a handle. Yes, cup and handle, baby. You're going to see the same thing develop here, cup and a handle. And these patterns are just going to form over and over and over until we hit topping patterns. But these are continuation patterns, so they look fantastic to me. And look at this. What do you think that is? It's like a cup and handle pattern or something similar. We have some good resistance here in this $5 range and a little bit below it. 475 to 550 is the resistance range for MCF. GTE, I'll throw in a trend line here. Again, guys, I'm not buying and selling. I am holding my shares. I'm not trading in and out, something like that. You can see we broke out, back tested, and shot higher. I mean, we could fall. We could form a pattern here, like a little continuation pattern to move higher. Let it be. Let it go. Tellurian's doing the same thing. Let it be. We've got a couple of bearish engulfings here. We could have a little bit lower and then find support and move on higher. Northern Oil and Gas, I mean, this does look a little bit tired. We've got some candlestick patterns there that have a wick at the top. We've got a black candlestick and a wick at the top. Sometimes that likes to pull back a little bit. We'll see what the pullback looks like. What we want to see are small little down days, and then we can maybe move on higher later. We've got Crescent Point pulling back. We got support here at $4.80 below it, 460 to 480. So we might come up, pull back, and then we'll see what happens afterwards. Comstock Resources, it's pulling on back. This is a bearish engulfing pattern. We could pull back for a little bit. This is a natural gas company. And Sandridge also put in a bearish engulfing right here. This big red candlestick engulfing the day before it. Usually that's a time to pull back, but you know, you never know, because these things have thrown some patterns and they didn't really pull back very much. So the pullback could be just this one day. It could be. And that's where you got to get kind of, the buy and hold is what I do. Crew Energy, looks like we're coming up a little bit into a point. Here, I'll draw it in there for you guys. I look at so many of these charts that you kind of just, you kind of zone out on them. You just look at it and you don't even need to draw the pattern. But there's a little pattern that I'm thinking. It's coming up to a point. We got a bearish engulfing. I think this will probably head lower, and supports underneath at $1.90. So what happens is you break out. You could pull back to 190 even, maybe. That's a big pullback, but we'll see where it pulls back to, and gains its footing, and then we can move on higher again. And here's Reconnaissance Energy Africa. This is one I do own. And what I'm looking at, they're going to release some information soon. We could put, let me see here what this looks. So there's one there. Let me try doing this down here. We're still in this pattern here, looks like. There it is. That's how I developed the pattern, guys. I was just trying different things, but came up here, came up here. We're coming up to this point in the tip here where we could launch at any point. They're going to be releasing some information. Almost always, these patterns form before the information is released, and then we break one way or the other. If they have good 2D seismic information, I think we're going to move and launch to the upside. This is an exploration company. It does carry some more risk. It's going to be incredibly volatile. So whatever you guys do, if you do decide to play this, mentally prepare yourself and put position size correctly, because this thing is going to be a beast if it goes. So I probably put an inappropriate amount of money in it myself, but I also bought it here. In here, I've got a good short portion. I bought a little bit here. I bought a little bit there. I bought a little bit here. I bought a little bit even today. Now here's Helix. This one, be patient with it. Be patient. We're still in this big pattern. It's going to take some time, but oil's been strong, and I think the money will eventually work its way into a lot of these energy service companies, which this company is. We got Tetra Technologies, another energy service company. Be patient with it. We could have a little bit of a pullback, maybe. Got wicks on the top here. Usually what happens is you opening price, closing price, opening price, closing price. It opened, went up, and came down, and then today it tried to go and it came down. So the momentum, there's sellers up here where it can't break through it, and it may pull back a little bit before moving on up. That's what those wicks are showing us. And this one's got a little bit of a pattern here. I'll draw it in. I can see it right off the get-go. So think of it kind of like that. And then something like this. And this could head lower here, because we got wicks at the top. We've got bearish engulfing today. We could head lower, or, and guys, some of these, we could break to the upside just as easily, like LEU and Uranium did. So we could break to the upside here as well. Could. Doesn't mean it will. So that's what I have for oil, natural gas, and the energy service companies. I like this sector. I'm holding on to it. I'm not doing anything with my money. I'm just holding my shares. Recaf, I did add a little bit in one of the other accounts to kind of balance it out. And I'm a pretty big bull on it. Doesn't mean it's going to work out that way. So I'm risking my money on it. We'll see what happens. And if that 2D seismic's good, they're going to drill another well or two. And if that's good, they'll do that this year. It's going to be pretty interesting on how far this could potentially go up, because if they've got the mother load under there, I'm going to throw some money in it, and we'll see what happens. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is finding value.